In today's college football pick video play, talking about this matchup in Conference USA between the Marshall Thundering Herd and the Florida International Golden Panthers. Going to give our lean on where we see the better value against the spread. For all of our college football picks for today, you can access those over at stumpthespread.com. Coming into this one, the home team, Florida International, sitting as a field goal dog. We're actually a little bit surprised to see FIU getting points here on their home field, given that this has been clearly one of the top tier teams within Conference USA, and they've consistently performed better than what Vegas has been expecting of them, and they've actually covered the spread for us a number of times this year, standing 8-3 overall, but also a very respectable 8-3 against the spread. Marshall, they had high expectations coming into this season, and they've been pretty solid. They're at 7-3, and then they're 4-6 against the spread, so not necessarily competing quite as consistently up to their expectations as Vegas feels like this team should be able to do. But in their last outing, getting the job done defensively there for Marshall as they went down to take on UTSA and win that one by a final of 23-0. And Marshall, they've gone against a fairly manageable schedule over the last few weeks of action after the earlier portion of Conference USA play for them was a bit more difficult when they lost at home to Middle Tennessee State, but then also grabbed a nice win at home against Florida Atlantic, who's another dangerous threat in the East Division. There's still a lot up for grabs right now within Conference USA's East Division, with Florida International and Middle Tennessee State at 6-1 within league play, and then Marshall at 5-2. So those squads right now jockeying for position, which means these games have a lot of meaning, especially in that upper tier of the East. Marshall, in terms of their numbers, they haven't been an offensive juggernaut by any means. They're averaging around 28 points per game, but defensively they've been one of the best in their conference on that side of the ball, giving up a little under 20 points per game on average. Today they're taking on the Golden Panthers, who were able to come through in their last outing again on the road. They took down Charlotte by a final of 42-35. The week prior to that, they took down UTSA on the road by a final of 45-7 in that road matchup. So back-to-back road wins for Florida International, now coming back to their home field, where actually the Golden Panthers took their worst defeat of the season. They lost to FAU at home by a final of 14-49. Very out of character for this group that's, like I said, consistently performed above their expectations, and they have shown that they can compete against the upper tier teams within the conference, as they took down Middle Tennessee State at home by a final of 24-21, which gives them the tiebreaker edge over the Blue Raiders. And FIU, in terms of their numbers, they've been a bit better offensively, but a step behind defensively in comparison to Marshall. They're averaging a little over 35 points per game, and then defensively they're giving up about 24 points per game. So offensively, this FIU team has been about a touchdown better per game than Marshall, but defensively they've been about 5 points worse. At the end of the day, that means that Marshall is about 2 points per game on a neutral field if you're just taking their averages throughout the entire regular season. And then when you would put a 3-point advantage for their home field on top of that, we feel like FIU is going to come into this one maybe as about 4 to 5 point favorites. But the fact that they're sitting in this one, getting a field goal, it just feels like too much value to pass up on. So we're going to go ahead again this week, siding with Florida International, taking those 3 points as the better value play. If you agree, give the video a thumbs up. Disagree, give it a thumbs down. You can check out all of our college football picks for today's action over at stumpthespread.com, which is linked down in the video description. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we hope to see you guys back here for future videos.